Hi, I'm Rebecca and this is my vlog about knitting. I am almost 41 at the end of the month. I live in the Pacific Northwest with my 4 kids and my boyfriend and 2 dogs. I realized that I've been saying, oh, I live with my 5 kids, but I don't. I have 5 kids and one of them moved away. So now I only live with my 4 kids. They're aged 7 to 17. So I only have 4 kids now in the house. I'm gonna have to stop saying that, right? It was an interesting experience having her move out. We are really hopeful that she will be able to come back around Thanksgiving. She is living her own life and we are all really happy for her. She seems to be doing well. She used to knit with me, but now she's a crocheter. And so it was kind of fun having her in the house, sharing that love of fiber. And she crochets now, which is fine. It's an interesting thing, I don't do it, so it was kind of cool. She made a lot of really cool things. She's crazy. She just started designing things right away. She learned how to single crochet and she was like, you know what, I want to make my own things. And she makes beautiful things all on her own. I can't crochet to save my life. I have tried. I can. It doesn't look good. I don't enjoy it. I know I talked about granny squares and I do want to do that, but now that my love of knitting has been reignited, that's kind of on the back burner, but I still want to do it. And I think probably people can relate to that. Obviously, like every knitter ever. I am doing the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, the Geogradient. I don't know how much information I should say every episode. I feel bad. I know that not everybody watches every episode, and nor do I expect them to. In fact, it's embarrassing when people do because everything I do is cringe after about 24 hours. But do I give away the color names every single time? Not give away, but do I say the color names every single time? Or are people going to be like, yeah, we know, move on? So I never know because I don't know what the person watching knows and I don't want to be repetitive. So I'm sorry. Anyway, Geogradient Mystery Knit Along Clue 2, which I am almost finished with. And so there's going to be spoilers for that. This is going to happen and I'm not going to write on the screen. I don't edit my videos. I just put them up there and I let the chips fall where they do. Usually it goes well. Okay, so I am working on this. I think I haven't checked because the pattern is always on my phone. I don't typically print patterns. I typically work from my phone. But here's the thing. I saw somebody's on Instagram today and they had an I-cord bind off. Were we supposed to do that? It's okay if we are. I have to check. I mean, I'm not asking you guys oh, are we supposed to do that? I'm hoping for comments in the, for people to answer that question. It's rhetorical because I am going to check as soon as I'm finished with this. And we will see if I need to go back to this half and bind off. But I'm really glad I saw that instead of finding out on day clue 3, oh, pick up stitches from the bind off. And I'd be like, oh my God, I didn't even do that. And then I'd have to spend extra time doing that. That's okay. So I dropped some stitches. When I showed you guys last time, I picked it up and I was in the middle of a row and the stitches had dropped, but I ripped down and fixed them. It's probably right there where it looks all wonky. I don't know. I don't remember where it was. Probably. I dropped down and fixed those and then I knit 3 rows this morning. And you can see I'm on this blue stripe and I was knitting on it and just really loving it. And my thought process was, I was coming up to the end of the row and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I just love this knit. I only have a few more rows to go. I kind of want to just not do it all at once. I want to drag it out and make it last and have it just be fun. I'm just enjoying it so much. And I get to the end of the row and I turn it around and I realized that I had, I don't know if you can see, yeah, there's stockinette. It's supposed to be reverse stockinette. So I have to rip out, I purled the row and I was supposed to knit it and I have to rip it all out. And as soon as I realized that, 3 seconds after I had that really nice thought, I was like, bleh, screw this thing. I don't even care anymore. I want to throw it in the garbage. I'm so mad. I'm so irritated. It's all my fault. I have to rip back and I'm really mad about it. I'm still enjoying it. I really am. But you guys know what it's like to have to rip back, especially I did all of those stitches that were pearls. And I pearled the whole thing and it's a lot of stitches. And now I have to rip back and knit. And it's really sad because I did all that stuff I hated and it wasn't even right. You know what the worst thing about knitting is, I think, is when you make a mistake and you go all the way back. Like you rip back, you do all this work to get back there and fix your mistake, and then you get there and you hadn't made a mistake at all. Does that happen to you guys? Because it happens to me all the time. All the time. Like I just don't double check, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a mistake. So I just rip it all out, and then it wasn't. That's the story of why I don't finish my knits, because I do things like that, and then I get frustrated and I quit. I am gonna rip this out, or rip back this row. Obviously, it's only, it's less than 200 stitches. But that's it. Like, that's how that goes, right? It's knitting, and it happens to everybody, and it's not that big of a deal. It was just this little moment of frustration, and it was funny to me because I had literally just been like, oh, I love this knit. It's so fun. And then it was like, oh my God, this knit. Tired of it. Done. But that's not how I feel. There's supposed to be 6 here, so I have a little bit to go. And I really am excited about that. I need to do that, and then I have to weave in the ends. Now you might be thinking, Rebecca, you said you were gonna weave in the ends last time after clue 1. You know what? I actually did. Okay, I actually did, but I didn't have scissors. I do have scissors. It's just that they were all the way over there, and I think that a lot of knitters can relate to that. When something's all the way over there, it's like it's not even worth it, right? You don't want to get up. So what I do when I don't have scissors or I'm feeling lazy is I just like will weave things in, and then I'll tie little knots on them, so that I know when I come back what I've woven in and what I haven't. And I can just cut those without fear of like cutting something wrong. Because if you didn't know, right, I would have to go in and individually check, is this one woven in? But no, I just knot them at the end, and then it works out fine. So I do have, though, all of these to weave in, and then like, some more over here. So I have a lot of weaving to do, which is fine. I like it because it gives me something to do while I wait for the next clue. So I have to finish up this, and then do the I-cord bind off if that's the case. I think it is, because I saw other people's and I was like, oof, my bad. The wrong side. So I'm using the same colors that Stephen West used in his Exploration Station shawl. It is Madeline Tosh Merino Light and Antler, Antique Lace, Neon Peach, and Stovepipe. The tan and the navy are substitutions for the colors he used because they are discontinued. But I got as close as I possibly could. This is obviously just a light tan, and this is a blue toned charcoal, which is what his other one looked like to me when I was, anyway, it doesn't matter. That's what it looked like to me, so that's what I picked. I do worry a little bit that it's a little sports looking. I don't like sports, but it's really genuinely hard to knit anything that's 2 colors without running into sports combinations. And I think that because it's neon orange, it's not quite as like sports-ish. I'm not gonna wear it, and it doesn't matter. And I also wanted to talk about that too, because I saw a lot of people commenting that they don't wear their knits either, and I also have gotten a lot of pushback from people over the years being like, why do you even knit if you're not gonna wear your knits? Okay, why does anybody do anything? First of all, I'm not under any obligation to wear my knits, and neither are you. I'm not under any obligation to give them away, and neither are you. But here's the thing. If I came on here and I said, guys, my new hobby is video games. I just bought a PS4 and I'm going, or 5, I don't play video games, obviously. And I bought this game and it was like $90. And then I bought, you have to buy the gift cards and the money and stuff to go on it so you can buy new stuff for it. I bought that and I spent about $30. So this was about like, $120. And I bought this game and I played it for like a month and a half and I beat it, and that's really great. And now I'm gonna go buy a new game. Nobody would say anything. Like everybody would be like, oh wow, that's great. Glad you have a new hobby. Glad you have a new game. Playing video games, literally, you get nothing at the end, right? Like you spend all of that time and all of that money and all of that energy into playing video games, and you have nothing to show for it when you're finished. Like you can just tell people you beat the game. Maybe you can take a picture of the screen when it says, congratulations, you've won. But other than that, you have nothing to show for it. And societally, that's okay. Nobody is like, oh, I mean, some people are, okay? Some people do. But the reality is that it's socially acceptable to play video games. It's socially acceptable to scroll on TikTok. It's socially acceptable to do a million things that at the end, there's nothing, okay? So I spend my time making things that I will never wear. And that's okay. It's okay with me because there's a physical item at least to show for it when I'm finished. I can be like, look, I spent all of my time making this. And then I can appreciate it aesthetically if I like it, or I can shove it in the back of a closet and nobody will ever see it again. And both of those are fine because at least I have something to show for it, right? So to me, when people who play video games, especially people who play video games who tell me that I'm wasting my time, you know what? I don't think I'm the time waster here. I fully support everybody having the hobbies that they want to have. Like, that's fine, but don't come at me and tell me that I'm wasting my time when your hobby is literally like scrolling TikTok. Okay? Don't do that to me. I'm a nice person. Am I really nice? I don't know, man. I've been doing these videos and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so not nice, but I'm nice if you're nice to me, I guess. I don't like negativity and people being mean for no reason. If you don't like it, you can scroll away. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna miss out on anything. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're like, I don't really like this girl, but if I don't watch, maybe I'll miss something interesting. No, you won't. That's all I have to say about that. I'm really loving this. I'm really loving this. It's kind of, people keep saying that it's kind of a 70s vibe. Like, I see like the pattern itself kind of like retro wallpaper, I guess, is what he was thinking of when I don't like that. I'm sorry. I don't like the 70s vibe. I feel like the 70s are not in right now. Like, they're not cool anymore, okay? I'm sorry. They're just not. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people by saying that, but I don't go for that kind of a vibe. But that's okay because I really like this. I think it's got kind of a granny square vibe to it. I don't know if other people feel that way, but I do. Kind of. I just love it. I just really love it, and I hope that you pick it back up. If you were frustrated by the drama and you quit, I hope that you consider picking it back up. And what I also find interesting is the idea that people who are in this knit along would be better off to avoid the drama. And that sounds good for a lot of things. You could say, well, just avoid the drama. That's fine. The problem with this knit along is that the drama is everywhere. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook, I've heard. It's on Reddit. I watched a video about that today, it being on Reddit. It's on Ravelry. It's on all of the social media. And so and Instagram too, if you want to have any kind of community with your mystery knit along, you are going to run into the drama. There's no way around it. You can't get away from it. Even if, hypothetically, if you were to find a group about like people who were only knitting the original clue, you know what? I'm sorry. I haven't been to any of those groups, but I know what those people are, a few of those people are like, and there's drama, okay? I know what some of the square knitters are like, and it's drama. You can't even pick a single group and like avoid the drama. You can't. Everybody's got an opinion. And so to say, well, just avoid the drama is literally saying just avoid the community. Don't look at other people's projects. I like looking at other people's projects. I like clicking through the hashtags and like seeing what other people are knitting and what other combinations people are doing and their thoughts about it and stuff. I do that every year. I find new people to follow and new people to connect with over a love of knitting. And this year, it's kind of like, if you're saying this drama's bothering me, then people say, oh, well, just stick to yourself then and knit in your little hobbit hole. Okay, well, I could. That is a choice. But I'd rather not. And so when people are out searching for community and all they're finding is anger and hate, I think that is upsetting for people. And I think that's valid. I really do. I haven't really been watching it. I have been knitting in my own little hobbit hole and I've been enjoying it. I've been having a good time doing that, but the loss of excitement for knitting it with people is gone, and it's gone, and that's valid. I think so. Anyway, maybe I just feel like it's valid because it's me. I think everybody feels like their opinions are valid, right? Validating myself here. So yeah, that's how this is going. I think tomorrow I'm actually gonna show you guys, if everything goes well, I'm gonna show you guys my mystery knit along from last year. I've never really shown anybody. I don't like it. I don't like the design, and I especially don't like my colors. I think that people who picked better colors ended up with better looking shawls. I think that I was a little bit, I don't want to sound like I'm patting myself on the back or anything, but I went with colors I love, but I feel like my colors were a little daring. Like they weren't quite maybe what Stephen had in mind when he was designing this and telling us what to pick. I picked them. I liked them in the skeins together on the shawl. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. I haven't even woven in the ends, but I did finish it. I actually finished it like October 5th, like right before this happened, because it's important to me that I finish the last one before I start the new one. So I did that. I finished it, and yeah, I've never even worn it. I really even looked at it. I literally bound off and I threw it aside because I think that opening it up and looking at the monstrosity that it is going to be a little painful, considering how much work I put into it. Yeah, but maybe I'll show you guys. I really am not a fan. I don't know. I don't like to complain too much. If you loved the last year's Mystery Knit Along, then I'm really happy for you. I will say that. There you go. That's what I'm going to say. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you wear it every day. I think it was creative, but not everything creative is aesthetically pleasing to everybody else, right? Okay, I'm done dissing on that shawl now. That did not take away from my excitement for this year. Super excited. The next clue drops Thursday. I probably won't be on social media while I knit that because I don't like spoilers. I hate spoilers more than anything. I'm going to end this. Let's follow each other on Instagram. I follow back. I will be your knitting friend. I am very excited to connect with other knitters who are interested in not arguing with people about what they knit. And yeah, I'll put my information down there. If you follow me, that's fantastic. I will follow you back. I try to do that. If I don't know, message me and be like, hey, you didn't follow me back, and then I will. And yeah, let's be friends. Like I'm only here for friends. I don't make money off of this. I don't sell anything. I don't design anything. I am just here to share what I love and find people who love it too, and we can be buddies. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So if you don't have any knitting friends, you do now, because I will be your knitting friend. It's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna have fun. Okay, I am going to upload this and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, I wanna say, like, the last one came out really late at night because it took like hours to upload and it was like 20 minutes. So I don't know what that was about, but that's okay. I'm uploading this one now and I guess you guys will see it hopefully shortly. Okay, all right, bye.